From Los Angeles, TraderInsight.com presents Dr. Adrian Manz in the war room and at the helm with today's look at stocks and sectors on the radar.
For TraderInsight.com, this is Adrian Manz, and this is Stocks and Sectors on the Radar for Friday, January 9th, 2009. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 27.24 to close at 87.42.46 on the Thursday session. 1,909 stocks advanced, 1,181 declined. We had NYSE total volume coming in at an anemic 1.19 billion shares. S&P 500 held up better than expected probably. We did not get the move down below 890. We had a move down to about 896. That support held. That's a good thing. The Obama presentation or the Obama speech on Thursday was realistic and did not manage to spook people out of the market, make people run to safety. I think people were encouraged by what he had to say. It seemed like it was a coherent, intelligent plan for how to move forward, and that's reflected in the tape, reflected in the market action on the session. NASDAQ 100 and the NASDAQ Composite recovering from the down day yesterday on Wednesday. So all things considered, the only one that got beat up today was the Dow, and I would say that most of this price action to the downside here, this retest of the 20 and 50 period simple moving average, was caused by Walmart. So Walmart's a big component. That's reflected in the fact we had 1,909 advancers, 1,181 decliners. We had a down day. That's because Walmart's a big factor in this thing, and it showed today. Walmart disappoints. Everybody's disappointed. Now, what am I going to watch on Friday? I'm interested, believe it or not, in long side setups in the consumers. There's a switch hitter setup in the consumer index here. We've got a pullback to the 20 and 50 period simple moving average. It looks to me like it's a very deep pullback. It's on the heels of this sort of bear market rally that we had last week and early this week. But let's see if we don't get a little bit of an upside pop on Friday. We've got a big employment number coming out Friday morning, so if that thing comes in on the worse than expected side, then all bets are off. But if it comes in just about where expected, I don't think it's gonna have too much of an effect on the market on the downside. I'm also going to watch retail, the CBOE retail index here. This is also a switch hitter pullback. If you don't know what a switch hitter pullback is, yank out that copy of Around the Horn and look at the ideal setup. You'll see that this is a little bit less than the ideal. All these are a little bit less than the ideal, of course, because they're coming off the heels of some real bear market kind of price action, but they're still tradable. I'm just not going to be looking for any kind of holdover periods on them. These are going to be strictly day trades, and they are going to be in the 40 to 60 cent scalp range. I'm also going to be looking at the defense sector index. A couple stocks here look interesting. This is also a switch hitter setup, and I've got in oil and gas. Looking here at the oil index. Oil index is also a switch hitter setup. Now, in the retailers, in specialty retail, I've got Best Buy. This is a switch hitter pullback. I'm looking for a move above 30.26, 30.30, somewhere in that range. If I see strength in the retail index and I see strength in some of the other retailers, I'm going to be looking for an entry here. And I'm going to, of course, need to be able to find a solid stop loss based on support and resistance intraday, whether it's on a 5-minute chart or a 25-tick chart prior to establishing any kind of a position. I've also got the gap. This one is a fastball setup. So we've got a nice looking consolidation that occurred over the past few days on the heels of another sort of consolidation pullback. And this would indicate to me that the gap has a good potential, if it gets up above $8.70 a share or so, of popping higher and heading north and retesting some of the support and resistance that was put in late last year, sort of the September-October area. Now again, I'm only going to focus on any of these things as intraday trades. So if it doesn't make it that far, it'll be handled as a scalp, but we'll see what happens. I've got in hotels, I've got Choice Hotels International. This is, of course, a consumer, so this is going to, this bodes nicely for the stock since it's a switch hitter pullback into the top of a consolidation range here. I'm going to want to see if CHH is able to pop to the upside and get a sort of a sympathy move along with the consumer index. Then in diversified consumer services, I've got ITT Educational Services. Ticker symbol here is ESI. This one is another fastball setup. So it's already had its sort of switch hitter move that ended on Wednesday. Thursday we had a fastball move to the upside, trade above 97.20, 97.25, somewhere in there. I'm going to be looking for support and resistance stop. If I find it, I'm going to be looking for a long entry opportunity in ESI. In the defense stocks, I've got Boeing. So Boeing Aircraft here, I definitely think that the switch hitter setup on this one looks pretty solid to me, so I'm going to be watching Boeing for a move above 45.01, and Boeing's ticker symbol is BA. If we get above 45.01, I'm going to be looking for a move up into about the 45.60 range, the high of the bar that was put in on the second, and sort of the open of the bar that was put in on the fifth, around 45.50, 45.60. See if we can't get back up there and retest some of that price action. In oil and gas, I've got Ansana Corporation, ECA. This is a switch hitter. Remember a few days ago we were talking about the infield fly setup in the oils. We had nice price action on the downside off that infield fly setup. So the infield fly came through, worked like a charm. It was a textbook infield fly setup, and it handed over textbook profits. We also had the same situation in Helmerich and Payne, if you'll recall. Helmerich and Payne, that was even a nicer looking infield fly setup. Everything about the setup was right from the pages of Around the Horn. Makes sense, looks nice, wound up being a great trade. Well, now they look like pretty good switch hitter pullbacks. I'm going to be watching both of these guys. HP on trade above 26.12, 26.15, something like that. ECA and Sana Corporation, I'm going to want to see this trade above 49.50. So use protective stops on every trade. Have a great trading day on Friday. And for TraderInsight.com, this is Adrian Manz.